Hello and welcome to this video. First game in the session, and you get the Yardbird. What is my score? -8. Okay. I mean, I won 22 games, but I also lost 30. Okay. So Bishop f4, Queen's Gambit it is. It's not among the most threatening lines. So yeah, in fact, this is not good for white at all. But we'll see what happens. Queen a5 is a move now.
Check.
Yep, knight d2 was running into a pretty awkward pin, so he had to do this. Okay, how to place pieces now? I think I'll go b5. Yeah, this is actually threatening to sacrifice on h7, so I have to take that into account. Okay, knight c6 is now a possibility. Yeah, bishop b7 is not exactly a spot I imagined for my bishop, but maybe I have to. Or queen b6. Maybe queen b6. Queen on a5 is pretty dumb anyway. Now, it was okay on a5 to provoke the whole king move, that thing. But otherwise, it doesn't make so much sense. So I think knight d7 should be right, getting rid of that centralized piece. And now go from here. What to do now? Bishop d6 maybe? Yeah, I guess that's okay. Yeah, I was thinking f5. Yeah, f5 is good. Blocking things. Yeah, here I would love to play f4, but that gives him the check, unfortunately. Still, I don't see a big problem here in my position. I've got 3 against 2, and the best that he can do is play f4 and block the whole center entirely. So I can never be worse in this position. Only question is, how much better am I? Let's see. Yeah, if he goes g6, I play h6 and vice versa. So now f4, f4 might be on in some cases, so I'm not sure. Maybe he has to play it himself. Oh, he allows me to check here. That's weird. But I don't have... And queen g2, queen g3, there's no easy way of getting there. What I'm trying to say is it's just a check. I don't really have much more. I can give a couple of checks and take g5 actually. So check. Maybe I should do that.
Check. Check.
There's no reason not to take that. So now I guess f4 is right. Or not. I mean, he might invade there with the queen, but... Yeah, but it's not threatening much. Yeah, I could counter-attack the e3 pawn. Maybe just here. So that queen e7 will attack the pawn. Okay, let's go back. And now double on the pawn. I was threatening f4. If I go g5 now, I think I might be able to threaten that. And now I'm doubling on the e file. Yeah, okay. Doesn't really matter. I could have thought about it, but it's not important. Threatening E3 as C3 now. I only have to be alert to tricks, some kind of trickery based on the h6 pawn, that there is a mate on g7 with a queen or something like that. So yeah, I think I can go c3. There's nothing really wrong with that. So g5, not yet. But I can threaten that, g5, and then f4. What about the time? A little bit behind, but it's not awfully low on time. G5 is a pretty substantial threat. G5 and then f4, and then e3 and d4 will crumble. And I don't see a way for him to enter my position. If he goes queen c7, he also has to reckon with discoveries of the bishop. Bishop a4 immediately is playable even. Yeah, bishop a4 or f4. Yeah, I see no reason to avoid f4. He cannot take or move the e-pawn, so I will take that next. I have opened up his bishop though, the c2 bishop, so that's something to take into account. I think taking with the pawn and then g4 should open up the position as much as possible. If he takes on d5, I can take on f3. Resigns. Yeah, it's pretty much over. Yeah, that didn't go too well for him right out of the opening. Let's go all the way back. Yeah, that line with knight bd7 is fairly solid. I don't think rook c1 is dangerous at all. The reason is that after c5, now white doesn't really have some decent alternative to the capture on d5. I mean, okay, he can play some slow move, but in many cases we will get something that is kind of okay for black, especially considering that I could maybe give him an isolated pawn. So let's just say he would move the bishop for argument's sake. And something like that is nice because the bishop now has moved 2 times. I will get a tempo on it, and a further knight d5 would even gain another tempo on the bishop on f4. In general, the bishop is not very well placed on f4 in an IQP position. So the capture is pretty much what they all play. And here the issue is that any check, like here or sometimes with the bishop, is quite annoying as he doesn't have a knight to interpose anymore on c3. In the queen check even would pick up the pawn. So it's something very, very important to take into account. Here I could play that already. However, it is not entirely clear if I can take the pawn. I probably can do that, but white is of course very well developed, so I preferred that. Went back and now the check. Yeah, and now white has to either move the king or move the knight, and if you move the knight, this is not a very convenient situation. Yeah, I mean the engine suggests this kind of thing, Yeah, but I can also go b5, for example. Okay, the king move. That's a very risky decision, I think. Okay, but it leads to interesting play, and this is what he always is after. I think that felt okay. Oh, the engine does not like my move at all. It wants to go queen c2 now with a big advantage. This idea. Yeah, I cannot move my knight. That's very true. And the engine wants to play this move. Wow. That doesn't look good. It was a big chance that he had here, but he played this quite quickly. And now I'm probably alright after the knight trade. At least I should be okay. g5. Yeah, the engine already gives me a pretty clear advantage. Yeah, I was thinking the same, because I'm having those 3 pawns against 2. So those pawns will be dangerous. They can easily form a passer quite quickly. While the e-pawn is pretty useless. White can never go here, as it opens up his king position. And this is not threatening much, the pawns, as I can always play the other pawn. So on g6 I go, on h6 I go g6, and if he goes g6 I go h6. So I can always close that position, like here. And here white doesn't have any play. Yeah, this was funny. He just gave me that pawn.
Check.
But
check.
Yeah, just gave me that pawn. Okay, I put pressure on the e-pawn, and I think I did an okay job. Maybe something quicker was possible, but it wasn't bad. Yeah, now it approaches -3, -4 territory. c3 here. Takes rook e8, rook e1, and now queen c6 is a strong move. The bishop is not having many squares. This is a big issue. Something like this is downright lost. So okay, I just went back. I don't think it's a mistake. No, that's also like -8 or something. Okay, I could have taken d4 here, but that wins. A line that I had seen was this.
Check.
And now bishop g4. Maybe that's not the quickest win, but it wins. This was a line.
Check. Check. Check.
And I should mate him. I didn't calculate till the end, but I saw that should be a mate somewhere. So after that he resigned. Yeah, interesting game. He had a big chance there with queen c2 at one point, but after that I was in very okay shape. Okay, well, thanks for watching.